What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I'm here with my man, Alan. We are the Bridge and Tunnel Connect. We are Null and Hash, and we are also the Beast from the East.
With the least
research. Jimmy, you got gimmicked, son. You got gimmicked. That's where the audio is, pal. We put you on the gimmick. What'd I tell you? I told you it'd be fun, right? So, what is up?
Oh, nothing much.
All right, let me run through. As always, uncensoredalliance.com. You catch everything we do there. Links of all this shit I'm going to talk about. As far as YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Hit that motherfucker right there. Smash, smash, smash. Whatever, hit the bell. Twitter, AEW Uncensored, one word. Check us out there. We only got 26 followers. We want more. I'm trying, man. I do a lot of hashtagging and shit. It's not getting anywhere. Yeah. I think we had 26. We got another one, and I go back and I go, oh, we got another one. Let me see how many we got. And it's like 26 still. It's still 26. What do you mean, all right? I think we lost one. Jesus Christ. As far as email, AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com. Send us your love mail, hate mail, comments, statements, whatever the fuck you want to send us. Just send it to us. We want to hear from you. Facebook, AEW Uncensored Podcast. Search it in the search bar. We have a page and a group. Like the page, join the group as always. Hit us on Skype. The link in the description of the podcast and the current live stream on YouTube. So hit us on Skype. That's how you'll be able to jump on the show with us live, get some chatting in. We want to take some phone calls. So the more people we get doing that, the better. So join us on Skype. Send us a message. We'll drop you in the Skype chat. And from there, that's how you'll be able to get on the show. You catch us on for the audio version of this podcast, you'll catch us on all third-party applications. Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart Radio, of course, Google Podcasts, and of course, iTunes. On iTunes, please rate and subscribe and write us a review. That will help us big time on iTunes. All the iTunes reviews go throughout all these other websites, algorithms, whatever. They pick it up and they display it on their websites. So anytime our reviews pop up, all those reviews come from iTunes. So if you're on some other random website, Podbean or whatever, and you see a review, that review came from iTunes. So please, review us and rate us on iTunes. That's very helpful. I think I covered everything.
Yeah.
Got through that, stumbled a little bit, but so what's up?
It was
same old shit.
Yeah, for the most part.
I almost just fucking didn't come on the podcast.
Really?
Man. I was just gonna leave you by yourself.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. I don't think I could do the spiel the way you do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do all the technical side too. So
exactly.
You probably would be.
For those who know the podcast, I'm the Kevin Castle to your Don Tony.
I don't know what that is.
It's a compliment to you, so don't worry about that.
Dude, it's you know how easy it is right now? Wait till people start actually joining in for calls and shit. I'm going to be a fucking mess. What happened? Dude. So, no, seriously, I just started Queen's Gambit on Netflix. I heard nothing but good things about this forever, so I'm finally like, all right, let me check it out. And I got through 2 episodes, and I almost just was like, I can't do this.
I wanted to watch it just because I'm a huge fan of Anna Taylor-Joy.
Who?
Wait, are we talking about the same show? Did you just ask who that is?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Are we talking about the same show?
No.
The chess show, right, on Netflix?
Yes, yes. But I don't know who the actress is.
She's the goddamn star of the show. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. What was she in? I don't know. You expect me to know every actress out there?
That's like saying I'm a huge Married with Children fan. Yeah, Ed O'Neill's awesome. Who's Ed O'Neill?
Yeah, but listen, I don't know this actress.
So you don't You don't watch the credits or see who's in the show? You just watch the show?
Not. Listen, I just started the fucking thing. I'm on the second episode. I didn't bother with the credits.
Wait. She's the lead actress of the show. I don't even watch the show yet.
Okay. What else is she on that you're like?
She was in oh shoot, what was that schizophrenic film that's banned now from being seen on a lot of channels? With it was like the sequel to the M. Night Shyamalan year 2000 thing. What the hell is it called? It's an M. Night Shyamalan film, and it's with this guy who's got like 24 different personalities. He's played by the dude who plays Professor X. The British one. I can't think of names. I can only think of her name. And basically,
Shattered?
Yes. Well,
Glass
is the last movie.
I know the other one,
was
the middle
the second
one.
movie. And
yes.
And she was in that, and then she also starred as Magic in New Mutants.
Okay, so whatever, bro. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking Mr. Special.
I just think it's hysterical talking about the
actors.
Yeah,
I don't listen, man. Whatever, bro. But I'm like, the show is good. I'm like, damn, I gotta go to the podcast, man. I gotta go do the podcast.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about it, and it's on my list to watch for a while now. So I do want to watch. Also, she's very good in everything that she does. So yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, back to wrestling. Yeah, no, I was like, man, I gotta do a podcast. No, I'm kidding. So I do have to fucking throw a little shade at Germany.
Uh-oh, what happened?
All right. Yeah. So Germany, we were like top 10 last week. I think we were like number 9 or 10, right? So as the week went on, we slowly dropped to 12 to 78 to 90 something to like 99 or something like that. So Germany's fucking doing us dirty.
Was it because we called them out last week? Maybe I should not have done the German shout of joy.
I don't even know. I forget what the fuck happened. You were saying something, and we talked about the fucking... Yeah, I don't know. All I know is Germany, we give them props, right? We shout them out, we show them love, and they fucking do us dirty, man.
Wow.
Where's the German listeners, man? Get us back under the top 10, man. We need you.
How the hell did we drop to number 97, you said? From 10?
I don't know where the fuck. Where's something?
Are there even 97 wrestling podcasts out there?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of wrestling podcasts. Let's see. We are number 92. We were down 6 at number 92.
What the fuck, Germany?
So Germany fucking didn't... We shout them out, we show them love, and they do us dirty.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, people aren't here for our fucking ratings and television shows we like. Although maybe some people are interested in that shit. get to know the hosts. But seriously, anyway, let's move on. I don't know how many times I'm going to say anyway, but anyway, let's.
Well, it beats on.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's my other crutch. I don't know. So we got real quick. I just got to say, the opening of BTE, 2 minutes of your life. If you're not a BTE watcher, you need to watch the first 2 minutes. It's fucking great. I just told Alan he had to watch it. How did you feel about that?
I liked it. I'm not a big fan of the show at all, but I liked the segment. The segment was great. I'm also a big fan. I used to watch a lot of reaction videos to those, eating those chips. There's a whole mess of reaction videos to people opening up these poison chips, not poison chips, but these very hot chips.
Jesus Christ.
And people filming the reactions.
The one chip challenge.
Yeah.
Shit.
So yeah, it was entertaining.
So yeah, it was fucking great. I really enjoyed that. What do we got in the chat here? Jimmy, of course, where's the audio? We got you, buddy. Simon, taking the audio to Impact. Simon says Emma O'Neill versus Nyla Rose. Confirmed. I guess that's when we were talking about Ed O'Neill. Jimmy says, Alan, haven't you seen Uncensored Facebook page? Seems like most of the members have a page or podcast now.
Huh.
It's
All
true.
right.
Not that... It is true. We do have the AEW Uncensored group just for AEW fans.
Yeah.
It's not really related to the podcast, although it is because we own it, but it's not really. So I guess that's where he's talking.
Okay.
And Simon says BTE seems so long ago. All right. Next up, Tony Khan was asked about the trio titles again and said next year he would be looking at it as it's something he's been thinking about for a long time. And for the fucking love of God, please, no. No.
So you don't like...
That's your reaction? That's your reaction.
I just want to react to your no, to your Vader no. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Hell to the no.
God fucking help me with a trios title. Tell me one time a trios title meant shit and actually worked. Like legit. Like don't be like, oh well, New Japan does. Don't be like, oh well, Ring of Honor did. No, listen. The fucking new WCCW, WCW, NWA. Tell me when the fuck a trios title worked, please. You tell me when anybody gave a fuck about a trios title, and then we'll talk. They don't. They barely give a fuck about a tag title.
Yeah, I mean, and tag titles mean, they barely mean anything in this era for the most part. For me, I'm very old school.
Right, which AEW is bringing back.
I mean, I'm very old school. I only care about 3 titles. I care about a World Heavyweight title. I care about an Intercontinental title or the equivalent of one, depending on what Fed you're talking about. And I care about a tag team title.
Your Intercontinental title, bro.
Hell, man.
You mean United States title.
Right? That's always been a second-hand Intercontinental title, but...
What?
The guys who were ever the U.S. champions were not pushed in the same type of spotlight as the guys who did the Intercontinental Championships.
What? Nikita Koloff? Sting? What?
They didn't have as much prominence on that title, though, I don't think. It's apples and oranges.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, man.
Oh, No. This is the fundamental difference between a WWF mark and a WCW NWA guy.
Oh, only on the mark. A mark and a guy.
Yes, only you're the mark. Yeah. You're the fucking mark. Yeah, the mark and a guy. That's our new tag. Put that on the shirt.
I'm the mark.
The mark and a guy.
He's the mark. There you go. The mark and a guy.
Hey, put that down. Put that on the list. Yeah. Fuck out of here, bro. Talk about the U.S. title, bro. It's been around longer than the Intercontinental title, bro. Who we kidding, man?
It's not about longevity. It's about what kind of focus.
Yes, it is about longevity. And I'm not talking WWF bullshit U.S. title. U.S. title, NWA, and WCW. Let's see. Boom. History. Hold on. Oops. Forgot history.
I'm looking at some of these shirt names. I don't even remember why we came up with some of these.
Here we go. Let's see. You tell me the IC title means shit, right? All right.
You're saying the IC
Harley. No. I said it. That's right. I do mean it says shit. That, you got me there. Listen. I'm gonna just put some of these names out there. Harley Race, Terry Funk, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat.
It's not about the names. I'm not talking about the names.
Listen, motherfucker, it matters, bro. You can sit here and say it has less prestige or whatever. It matters. Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, Wahoo McDaniels, Piper, Slater, Wahoo. Come on, man. Dusty Rhodes, Nikita, Blanchard, Lex Luger. Oh, my God. Stan Hansen. Come on. Sting, Rude, Dustin Rhodes. Come on, man. Steve Austin. Stunning motherfucking Steve.
I'm not pissing on the people who held the title. I'm saying, was the title as prominent in terms of, was it used as...
Hell yes, it was. Hell yes, the title was prominent. Right. Who are we kidding right now?
I don't know.
Who are we kidding right now?
You're the guy.
You know, on every TV show, that was like probably, I would say, one of the main titles that they focus on when in the NWA era, because they would only do the world title on big shows. Right?
By the way, Simon actually brings up the European title, so I guess that beats all of them.
Listen, I ignored it because Simon says European title. I ignored it on purpose. Because we're not fucking... Listen, Simon, I know you're over there in Europe. Where are you technically at? But I don't want to fucking disrespect you, but the European title doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't.
That was a title that I laughed at when they made it. No offense. It's a motherfucker. Oh man, I can't even talk about some of this shit, bro. Jimmy, you're gonna tell Jimmy. All right. So we're going in the chat now, Jimmy. I need to know from you, in your fucking heart, you think the Intercontinental title, WCW before they went out and years before that, the U.S. title was not as important as the Intercontinental title in your eyes? Tell me. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. And what your opinion is,
I am
Jimmy.
curious about Jimmy's opinion too, actually.
What was the most important Intercontinental title run?
Oh,
Honky Tonk Man.
Well, Honky Tonk Man was the longest one, not the most important.
We're talking Wayne motherfucking Ferris. Yeah, they made it important because it was the longest. Let's be real. It was
the longest reign, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was the most important reign.
You know what the best one was? Razor motherfucking Ramon. Razor Ramon. Mr. Perfect was number 2. Mr. Perfect was number 2. I'll give Randy Savage number 3. I'll give number 3 to Randy Savage.
Wow. Okay.
Wait. Jimmy says it was just as important. Right. Okay, I'll give you 50-50. I'll give you 50-50, but I can't hear this shit from Alan talk about the Intercontinental Championship was more. Bro, check the IC title history and compare it with the US title history. That's all I got to say. Look at the roster, bro. That's it.
Again, though, I don't feel it's about the people who held it. I believe it's about how did the company portray the title and portray what happened, where if you were a title holder of the US title versus Intercontinental title, what did that mean for your future as far as moving on to the next stage, moving on to the heavyweight title, how the feuds were set up? That's what I'm more talking about. Not the people who held it itself. I mean, the names you just listed were all godly names.
But you said the same thing right there. How do you think Ric Flair started and Ricky Steamboat? That's where they got their move into the world title.
Okay.
Rick Rude, right? There obviously were people that held it that didn't get that. Same with the Intercontinental title. But it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. So I'll take Jimmy's 100% 50-50. I'll take Jimmy's
fair enough.
Jimmy's non-answer is the only answer I'll deal with.
Fair enough. Simon says the Ultimate Warrior only held the Intercontinental title, never the US.
Oh my God. My God. I saw that in the chat. I knew you were going to fucking mark out, you fucking...
Oh, Jimmy just sided with you. He said the chat makes a tally at WWE, Mark. All right, we got to add this to the introductory spiel. The Bridge and Tunnel Connect, the guy in the mark, Nolan Hash. You got to now include that.
Now we have another AKA.
Yeah, the guy in the mark.
All right. The guy in the mark.
No, well,
the mark and the man.
I have more to say, but I'll wait until after the show to say what I was about to say. So,
okay, the mark and the man. It's got
the mark and the man.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. The mark and the guy isn't as good as the mark and the man.
I'll adjust that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, adjust that, please.
Okay, the mark and the man.
So, all right, that was fun. Oh, my sciatic nerve is fucking killing me, dude. If I get snippy, don't be mad. It's just my fucking pain threshold. All right. Then we get Tony Khan talking about Dark. Now, we've talked about Dark a lot and what I felt was the scenario with Dark. So I'll read it. I'll try to read it verbatim. It wasn't much, so. Khan also talked about possible major changes to the weekly AEW Dark series, which currently airs on Tuesday nights via the AEW YouTube channel. Dark matches include AEW talent who might not be featured on TV each week, along with some regulars going up against enhancement talents and other up-and-coming wrestlers that may be close to getting signed. Khan was asked about signing so many wrestlers and how he can add to the roster without eventually subtracting from the roster. Khan brought up the COVID-19 pandemic and said there are cuts he could have and should have made, but he made a decision not to do so. He noted that Dark has become a valuable program and he's seriously considering splitting the show into different shows. The idea that one would be a developmental show of sorts and the other would feature more established stars. Khan noted that he likes who AEW has added to the roster and feels that it's really important to develop stars for the future, pointing to Will Hobbs as someone who has benefited from that. Now, I basically been saying that. I thought Tony Khan basically giving guys work. That was my whole thing. And I read another article where he kind of alludes to that pretty much. Like, it's hard for people to get work. I don't think this was the original article I read, but it was hard for, it's hard for wrestlers to get work out there right now. So he kept them on. Now, I also, as you know, and you've agreed with me, that it needs to become its own show, not just a random thrown together matches dark show. I do like the idea of them splitting into two separate AEW shows, although I do think that an enhancement talent show wouldn't get the ratings, so I'd almost prefer a 3 hour, even 4 hour. I know you say it's a lot, but it's YouTube where you don't have to watch 4 hours in a 4 hour block. You could watch an hour throughout the, an hour here, an hour there throughout the week, even half hour here, a half hour there. And maybe just mix it with, like we spoke about, jobber matches and also some good storylines. Now, they have shoehorned in one or two storylines throughout this, which is good, which we'll talk about shortly when we get to Dark. But I'm very optimistic about what he said there. I like what I hear, and it's kind of in the direction we were thinking it might go.
And I mean, I was going to bring this up a little bit later, but we might as well bring it up now because it does pertain to this. In terms of making Dark its own show, I kind of felt like it was going there the last couple of weeks where they had an exclusive segment. They had Britt Baker's segment, which was exclusive to Dark, which I thought was pretty cool. But it wasn't on this week, and I don't see it on the agenda for next week. So I'm very confused now. I don't know whether or not it got crap, not ratings really, but got crap reviews, and they decided to pull it. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed because I felt like that was the beginning of what made it feel like making Dark its own unique program. So
yeah, that was actually a segment I was getting behind. Obviously, you needed slight tweaks here and there, but I'm not sure why they didn't continue it. Maybe they will in the future, but it only makes sense that you have the talent there. Just do it.
Exactly.
Couldn't be that hard to film.
Yeah. Compared to choreographing a match, I mean, I'm sure it's much easier to to plan aside a 10-minute segment for that every week.
Let's hit the chat real quick before we move on to Dark. It's a good idea around Dark and the extra hour on TV, but I'm not sure I can give 4 to 5 hours a week to AEW. I hear you. I'm for me, Dark is a run through. So and that's the other thing about, like I said, if it's say you do 3 hours Dark, which they've been close to the last week or two, you don't have to watch everything. You can pick and choose what you want. It is YouTube. You can fast forward, rewind, pause, stop.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Alan. Do you have a cough button or something?
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I need to...
Oh, my God. Hide under the table or something. Woo. But, sorry. I just had to break your balls. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, you could just skip shit that you're not really interested in, too. That's why I think that a separate show with enhancement talent like a Superstars or WCW Pro style show kind of doesn't make sense, because then people are just not going to watch it. Like, I'm not saying everybody, but me personally, I won't watch it. I'll wait till these guys get promoted to, say, the second the other Dark show, and I'll watch them there.
Yeah.
But just a thought process there for me. I mean, I'm going to assume a lot of people are going to do the same, especially when now wrestling fans are spoiled with constantly having good matches between good wrestlers, named wrestlers.
Exactly.
All right. So as far as Dark, man, there wasn't much for me. I don't know about you. I'll run through the couple things that I brought up here. During Spears' match, Scorpio Sky comes out, sits on the ramp, and basically once the match ended, he got in the ring and Diamond cuts the guy that Spears beat. I don't know his name. Again, this is like I just said a minute ago that I kind of bring up. They've been doing like one or two storylines. They did the Avalon and Brandon Cutler story, and they're doing the Shawn Spears and Scorpio Sky story on Dark, and this is just again more culmination of that story, which I like. And then later on, there's a promo. Well, it's supposed to be a promo. Marvez is in like a staircase with Scorpio Sky. He says, you know, Spears said he's not going to give you a rematch. Scorpio Sky doesn't say a word and just walks off. So I still think that this is going to lead to Scorpio Sky going heel.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I just feel like it's got a good vibe to it. And that's pretty much all I have for Dark. What do you have for Dark? Anything?
I don't really. My only comment was going to be what I kind of let off with in advance was about the fact that, what stood out to me the most, which I guess speaks to the quality of Dark for me, was the absence of the Britt Baker segment. That bothered me a bit. But outside of that, I mean, the Scorpio Sky situation is probably the most entertaining situation right now going on in this program. I like that they are building a story there, and we'll see how it progresses. But, probably the best part of Dark these days.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm all thrown off. Jimmy, did you see that? Just tell me if you've seen that, Jimmy. You don't have to fucking get into it. Simon says Leva Bates versus Alex Gracia was the worst match I've ever seen. Yes. That's why I didn't watch. That's why I didn't watch it. Leva Bates kind of, I was disappointed in her ring work. I don't know about Alex Gracia. I've seen her like once or twice, but not the whole thing. You know, I didn't watch her whole matches. And Lindsay Snow, Simon says Lindsay Snow and Lady Frost have a great look. Yeah, they do. Let's see how good they wrestle, though. I watched a little bit and just moved on. I didn't invest myself in them. And now we can move on to Dynamite. So started Dynamite. What do we got there,
Alan? So hold on. Let me go to my notes there. So let's see. We open up with the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal, which I hate the name of it, man. It just sounds so. It sounds like something you see in a video game. I don't know.
Real quick. You know what I was watching? I was watching on YouTube. Somebody had up. Was it Slamboree 96? Okay. And it was. They had the diamond. I forgot all about this. They had the diamond. What the fuck was the name? It was the diamond. Yeah, I don't know. You get the diamond ring. I think Diamond Dallas Page won it. Let me. While we're here, you can kind of say some shit.
Oh,
so
okay.
We don't look
Sorry.
like fucking a bunch of assholes.
Well, anyway, I mean, we the Battle Royal is
Lord of the Ring. There we go. All right, I got a little late, Alan. Lord of the Ring tournament. I forgot all about this. This was let's see.
And we have dead air again.
I'm
gonna start talking so I can get interrupted again. So anyway, we got Shawn. Now this is interesting. In fact, coming from Dark, is that we did have Shawn Spears and Scorpio Sky staying outside for a bit while everybody was jumping in the rings. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
There was a promo by MJF basically saying, he will be very, very happy if either Sammy or Wardlow is next to him after tonight's match.
Yep.
It's not his ring, it's the Inner Circle's ring. So I do like how they're playing up with that story again that they're trying to make. He's trying to make it all about the Inner Circle, not about him.
Right.
Which means there's obviously going to be, people who are considered outsiders, and that's going to be not those kinds of outsiders, but outsiders, and that's going to move along the story for a bit. Yeah. But yeah, it was okay Battle Royal. I'm not necessarily going to go through, everybody who was eliminated. They did have, this thing about Battle Royal is kind of I find a little bit tiring, and now they're doing it here. You have guys like Miro and Cassidy going through the middle ropes, which means they're not eliminated and they go back in. And I'm just trying to think of where to really take this. I mean, it was an interesting Battle Royal. It was nice to open the show with it. We did have, at the end, we get MJF and Orange Cassidy, who were basically left, and they're going to be going after the Dynamite Diamond Ring next week. And we'll see where we go with that. I guess that's a relatively interesting match. I'm trying to think. It's funny. I'm not sure. Have MJF and Orange Cassidy gone one-on-one yet in AEW?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so either. And I found it interesting because I was thinking to myself, well, no, surely they've met at some point.
Don't call me Shirley.
I was about to make that joke, but 5% of our viewers will know what that means. But yeah, I like how it ended in that sense, that it resulted in a match that we've never seen with two of the premier talent for the brand. That was cool. That was my favorite part of the Battle Royal, the fact that that's how it ended up, and now we're going to get a very, very fresh match next week. So, kudos to how they did the booking in that regard.
I thought it was a good overall Battle Royal. I'm not a big fan of Battle Royals. I know, like you mentioned, Sky and Spears kind of hung out outside and just stared each other down for a bit. I like how they made Miro look. They made Miro look strong.
Finally.
Well, they've been doing it on and off. They're just... hopefully they turn a corner with this shit and get away from the video game shit.
Yeah.
And just keep them looking strong like this. I personally wasn't a fan of the final two. I don't know. I think, honestly, MJF needs to win that match regardless. But I would have been happier with, say, Sammy and MJF.
Okay.
I don't know how you do that with 3 Inner Circle guys in there, though. You know what I mean? Unless you eliminate one of them before it gets to the end.
Yeah,
which they could have did.
They could have done that.
Which they could have did, but maybe they used Miro to get Wardlow out, and then somehow those two get Miro out, and now they're a final two. But whatever. I mean, it is what it is. It would have just been nice. It could have played into the story a little bit, which anyway happens later on in the show. So, all right, that's it.
Yeah,
they keep the narrative going later on in the show anyway. So, well,
yeah.
actually the next match, if I'm not mistaken, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
So the next match we got Jericho and Kazarian.
Yeah. This is again, I was glad to see Jericho in a singles match versus being in a tag team match, because I kind of feel like that's what they've been trying to do with him a bit lately. So this is a bit of a refreshing change of pace in that regard. Yeah, pretty decent match. It was interesting. The crowd was pretty much behind Jericho in this match, and obviously it's very difficult to judge crowd reaction since there's not that many people in the crowd. But that was apparently what was happening here, which is interesting. Pretty decent match. You did have MJF running out to the ring with the white towel. So, yeah, he looks like he's thinking of throwing it for Jericho. Sammy comes out, takes it away from him, and Jericho's able to get to the rope break. Jericho sees Sammy with the towel, wonders what he's doing, and then you've got Jericho Frankie tried for a couple roll-ups, but then he finally pops Kazarian with the Judas effect to get the win. And so I like what they did here with the towel, with the two of them fighting over with the towel, and it looked like Jericho was like, he saw Sammy with it, wondering what you're doing. You were shaking your head. It sounds like you weren't happy with this development, or what?
Just like, let me break this match down real quick. My take. During the match, you got the ref is allowing Kazarian to be attacked right in front of her face by wrestlers on the outside. So it's like, okay, what's the point anymore? Like, what the fuck is the point anymore? All right? Seriously. The point, in my opinion, in wrestling is to get the audience and fans frustrated. You want to make them frustrated that these guys are cheating, the ref is missing it, and it builds your fucking anxiety and your angst and your fucking stress, which we all don't need at our age, I get it, but...
No.
But that's the point. They're cheating behind the ref's back, and the ref don't see it, and you're like, ah! That's what makes you more emotionally invested. And they're not making me emotionally invested when the ref's fucking staring at the fucking guys on the outside, beating the fucking legal guy in the match to help their friend.
Right.
It makes no fucking sense. I don't mean to raise my voice.
Well, sad enough, I almost feel like I'm kind of like I know how AEW is in regard to the refs and interference and just letting anything go, and it's like I gloss over it now, and I guess it's not healthy to do, but I guess that probably speaks a bit to how
No,
prevalent it is.
we
I just
have to
gloss over it.
we have to call this type of shit
We
out.
do. You're
We
right.
have to. All right. This is why I say it all the time. I don't know about you. I love AEW, but I love it like I love my best friend. I'm gonna tell my best friend when he's fucking up, and I'm gonna tell AEW when they're fucking up. It's that simple. I don't like that. It's fucking up the match for me. The match was good overall, except for that really pissed me off. But the match itself was good, and until the ending. The ending was very, very poorly timed, in my opinion. I thought everything was awkward, poorly timed. It didn't flow right. I'm fine with the towel thing. Obviously, he's trying to make it like Sammy had the towel the whole time, but let's be real. Jericho's already shown that he watches the show, and he's referenced stuff that he saw on the show the week prior on the following week's episode. So he's gonna see it wasn't him. It's gonna maybe that's what's gonna happen next week. But again, this leads us to yet another Jericho segment, a fucking what is it? Ultimatum show, an ultimatum segment next week about the Inner Circle's ultimatum.
Yes.
Jericho and his fucking segments can go back to the WWF for all I fucking care. Remember how I was like, I never liked Jericho, and I was like, wow, I'm liking what Jericho's doing in AEW. Guess what? I don't like Jericho anymore. I'm back to not liking Jericho anymore. I really am. It's just like this. Okay, this is it. It's like Jericho's. He just can't. It's almost like I felt this character was the whole time. It's like a whiny fucking guy who's, it's got to be my way, and that's all he's doing is pushing his way, and it's always the same fucking way. You're not really as innovative as you think. Yeah, I changed my gimmick. You change your gimmick, but you're doing the same fucking thing in each gimmick. If the way it's going now is, I mean,
yeah,
this feels like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I'm just like, fuck, man. I'm done with Jericho. We got another segment coming in, everybody. Another segment. The ultimatum. Ultimatum.
The ultimatum. I like that. That's where that's the arena where they have ultimatums play out in the ultimatum.
One trick pony Jericho, man. It's segment city. It's just, can we go 2 weeks without a fucking segment for Jericho and his cronies?
No, because that's the problem. He's a premier guy
look
on
at
the
it.
show.
Look at this motherfucker. It's got my fucking vein in my fucking head going crazy.
Wow,
bro.
That's pretty unhealthy. Holy shit. That looks like it's coming right through.
It's pop. I don't even know a way to look in these fucking cameras because they're like reversed. There we go.
You should have put the flames on for this if it caused that to happen.
Nah, just fucking, look at that fucking
You didn't
thing.
have
Holy
that vein pop
shit.
out when we were arguing Intercontinental versus United States.
Look at that thing.
Only Jericho causes that vein to pop out.
It's as thick as my fucking finger, man.
Holy shit.
Okay.
All you artists out there who do fan art, let's do fan art of Bill with that vein sticking through the head.
Yeah, giant fucking bulging vein. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just fucking whatever. Can't deal with this guy. It's driving me nuts with these fucking segments.
Yeah.
So Simon says Sammy will get booted out of Inner Circle next week. Maybe. I think he'll see the video and Jericho will kind of confront MJF on it.
That's true. I mean, he's had the history of doing that, so there's no reason for him not to. I kind of don't like that thing about modern wrestling, though. It's like, hey, I saw the video, I saw what happened. It used to be that you didn't have that. You wouldn't have like a wrestler off camera being like, hey, I went back to the tape and look what I saw. And it's not just AEW that does that. I mean, everybody does that. It's modern wrestling now, and it kind of is a bit tiring.
Right. I don't mind it.
The camera's on everything.
I don't mind it because it's realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Might. Some people don't like looking at their work. Some people do.
Right.
So we get a Bucks promo in the back. They challenge TH2. They tell them, they don't deserve to have a world title shot, tag team title shot right now. But if they win, maybe they'll give them one. So the Acclaim come out during their promo. Caster drops a diss on them. One of the Bucks asks him about stealing somebody else's gimmick. I don't know if you caught that or not. And
yeah,
you know, a lot of people start throwing out John Cena and shit. For me, my first thought is PN News. We spoke about this probably last week.
Yes.
The fat rope chain. The yo baby, yo. So,
yeah.
but I went to PN News when the Bucks said that. They probably honestly were talking Cena because that's what they came up with as kids, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sure they were talking about Cena in this case.
Right. For me, it's PN News, and realistically, I mean, he was the first rap gimmick I can remember in wrestling. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I can't remember any others.
And truth be told, he was probably Cena's influence for his gimmick doing that. That Cena would have also probably grown up with him.
But I mean, you had JC Ice and Wolfie D back in USWA. I don't know how early they did it. I do remember around 92. So I mean, it's close. I mean, PN News was like 91, so it's close. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, but fuck, man. JC, I didn't. One of them went on to be somebody in WWE, right? Too Cool was it?
Yeah. Which one was it?
Actually, they were in the Nation of Domination for a minute.
They were in the Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So, yeah, it was cool. I didn't. Then TH2 comes in and attacked the Bucks from behind, and you got the Acclaim yelling "World Star," which was kind of funny. You know, it's a little old and long in the tooth, but I enjoyed it. World Star.
Yeah.
I was laughing. You know.
No, it put a grin on my face.
But it was good. It was a good little segment. I was good with it.
Yeah.
Then you get Baker versus Layla Hirsch. Set us up, man. What was your thinking here?
Well, my first thinking was, oh, look, it's Britt Baker without a segment. Okay, but it was nice to actually see her in the match. No, you know what? It was actually not bad at all. She's definitely improving in the ring. She has ways to go.
She still gets a little lost in the ring, man. She
gets a little lost, but if you look at this match and you compare it to her first matches, there is a discernible difference.
Yeah, this time she wasn't rolling around on the ground like a weird fucking bug that just got stepped on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She did have that moment where she grabbed Hirsch's arms and was supposed to be pulling him back with like a knee or a foot in her back. And she's just pulling them back with no leg or nothing involved. It's like, this is not, you need that fucking leg to kind of make it realistic. And she tried to get the knee in there and the leg, and then she did it, and she stopped, and then she did it again. So it was a little off. It was just like, I'm like, all right, she's lost again. It's just stuff that she's got to kind of get a little better fluidity at, and kind of get your mind in the game. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, she doesn't have enough matches, and you're only going to improve so much with practice.
Right.
You need to have a lot more on-air matches to be able to iron out those kinks. And she's been back from injury for a while now. She still does not have enough matches on TV.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, Hirsch looked good again. I will say the match had moments where she, it felt a little off to me, but the ending was fucking great because Britt and Rosa came out to attack Britt, and they fucking looked good. They both looked fucking great. They had a great pull apart, and it just made me really very interested to see what's going to happen with the future with those two, and hopefully Rosa can kind of carry her to a decent match. We've seen Shida have to do it, and Britt still get a little lost in the match, but hopefully the same doesn't happen to Thunder Rosa, and I'm sure she'll bring out some of the best in her, even if she does mess up a little bit.
Yeah. But
hold on. Paul Palumbo says Britt's facial expressions and presence are there. She just needs more ring time. 100%, Paul.
That's exactly what I was saying. They need to give her more actual matches. So, yeah, I mean, again, I'm not happy they at least for now they seem to have pulled her segment from Dark. If it really is pulled, replace it with a match then with her. It's
right.
Again,
Give her something.
we have
Give her
this,
some work.
give her something. There's this lack of consistency with the women that I just can't figure out. Allie hasn't wrestled in what feels like 3 months now. You know, you've got the inconsistency with Britt Baker. You've got the inconsistency with a lot of these other performers where they're just not doing much. And I don't know. I don't understand where their thinking is at with it. I wish I could be like a fly on the wall when they decide how they're going to book and what they're going to book, and wonder why certain talent is just left out of the mix. So
I knew Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy said leave it to the NWA. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I knew he was gonna say this shit. Because Jimmy's such a fucking NWA current initiative fucking dick sucker. You know, get on the 80s, bro. Get on the 80s NWA, and then we'll talk, Jimmy. You fucking, he fucking Thunder Rosa's fucking titties in his mouth at all times.
Yo.
Oh man. All right.
That
was a late.
Hey, with Germany. That's why we're number 93 in Germany.
We tried to beep it out, but we were late. You heard the beep?
Yeah, I heard the beep. The guys say they beep afterwards.
Listen, if you're beeping, we tried to beep out the fucking the bad stuff, but it was a little late. Just kind of like AEW does on Dynamite, you know.
I just hope nobody I know actually watches this, because I'll get canceled so fast. God almighty.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, that was a late beat, fellas.
Yeah.
And ladies, whoever's listening. It was just a joke. I mean, you know, don't take it too serious. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. But we knew Jimmy was gonna be like, Thunder Rosa saved the day for the women's AEW Championship division. You know, fucking guy.
Jimmy, you gonna take that?
Oh my God.
It's Omega's fault the women's division sucks? I don't understand that.
The women's wrestlers, the fucking reason they suck. Because they're all fucking green.
Simon says, they have some good ladies on Dark. I mean, well, Dark is where they seem to really highlight a lot of the women's matches, which is fine.
They're doing it now. They're doing it now. For a while, they got rid of it. But the last few weeks, they've really thrown a ton out there. And it's smart because they need to get these women reps, you know?
Exactly.
So it's going to be good. I apologize for my missed beep of the, the missed bleep of the, I guess you would say, lewd comment I made. I mean, it wasn't that lewd. It was just a joke, you know? It was just a...
Oh, no. It depends on what year you're talking about. This year, it's like, I don't know. You could say that you're... I can't think of a good analogy. Anything is lewd today. That's the problem.
Listen,
but anyway.
If you're that sensitive that bothered you, I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe. We'll find out in the ratings next week.
Yeah.
If we're back to number 10 in Germany, it means that we know what we have to do.
Yeah. We have to talk about...
If we fall from 93 to 237, then we know, okay, this was it. This is what caused the drop.
Listen, I thought there was a 7-second delay and I could hit the beep button, bro. Beep! It didn't work, bro. It didn't work. Just like AEW's fucking beep button doesn't work, all right?
No, exactly. They do it right after the fact. So,
I thought we had a 7-second delay on the show as well. I apologize. I have to rework the technical aspect of the behind the scenes and get that ready for next time.
Perfect.
I mean, we are uncensored. Let's stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's go. If you're fucking listening to AEW Uncensored and you're that sensitive, come on, bro. Maybe it ain't for you, all right? You can't take a joke or laugh at something stupid. Maybe it ain't for you. We love you, though, but I'm just saying. Lighten up, you know? Anyway, so I'm taking this whole segment here. We'll start it with Cody and Darby versus Hobbs and Starks. The match starts and direct to commercial. All the walk-ins happen. We get all the walk-ins. Match starts direct to commercial. Who in the fuck comes up with this shit? Who in the fuck does it, man? Who fucking planned this out? Hey, let's get all the walk-ins and the music and all that stuff, and as soon as the bell rings, we're gonna go to commercial. Who does this? Anyway. Strike motherfucking one. Actually, it's been a couple strikes on this show, all right? Couple strikes. But this was like the most egregious shit, for real. Makes a ton of sense, It's not the first time they've done this either. That's the fucking scary part. The match itself was pretty good. The pin was shit. Neither shoulder were touching.
Right.
It kind of made no fucking sense in that term. And what happened? Like for me, it's like what happened to the old baby faces lose to get heat on the bad guys? You know what I mean? Like the whole point is to get heat on the bad guys. Like baby faces didn't win as often back in the day. That's what made you again. It gets your feelings worked up. So you're fucking rabid and you want that win. And when they finally get it, it's like you explode. You explode. Unsent. Beep. We're a little late. You explode. So I don't know where the baby face is winning over the heels constantly is. I don't know what that helps when it comes to making people have an emotion that they need to have to really get behind something. So that was that. And then another messy brawl at the end. I mean, here we go again. It's like brawl after brawl after brawl. After every fucking match, it seems like there's a brawl. Okay, I did enjoy the Britt and Rosa brawl, but we're getting brawls after this. We're getting fucking people coming in. At the end of the Jericho match, we got people just coming in at the end of every match, and it just clusterfuck city after every match we got. Right? Am I wrong so far?
Yeah.
Every match.
Nope, you're right.
Right?
It's
so
true.
Here we go. Another match. I think every single match on this card has had clusterfuck city afterwards. Be it a brawl or people coming out just to fucking get involved or whatever. So here we go again. Another AEW overdoing it. Just another messy fucking shit. So, But then, whoa, 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 whoa. Then the lights go out, baby. Whoa. And oh my God, get the beat button ready. Motherfucking Sting, baby, shows up with a fucking insane video. The fucking snow falling. Whoa! Ow! I loved every fucking second of it. It was fucking incredible. He comes out, he stares down all four of the baby faces. I don't know what that means, but we're going to find out. All I know is the fucking icon is back. The man is back. Motherfucking Sting. Whoa! I don't care if I blew your eardrums out. I apologize. I'm just kidding. I do care. I apologize. But man, I am excited. I purposely told Alan we are not mentioning the word Sting until this segment so I could do my Ric Flairs. I won't do it again. You motherfuckers in the chat just kept saying Sting, Sting, Sting. I'm sorry. I could not mention it. I just had to wait to this moment. I take back everything bad I said about AEW tonight's show. I'm sorry, on Dynamite's show. That's it. I take everything bad about that show, this show we're talking about. I take it all back. It was a fucking incredible show from top to bottom. There was nothing wrong with it. Not a single fucking thing wrong with this show at all. Best show ever in the history of professional wrestling ever.
I'm dying laughing right now because I've got the YouTube in the background with the chat, and we're on a delay with the video, and we've just gotten to the video right now where all you see again, it's muted is. It looks hysterical. Like without the sound, it looks hysterical.
Just me acting like a fucking idiot. But
so two things. Two things. Number one, man, Mark. We flipped it.
Got him!
Number two.
Yes.
Henceforth, I can no longer be constructive in criticism of AEW moving forward because as long as Sting is there, my ass is going to get shot down.
That's right. AEW is perfect.
Did you buy a shirt? Like, all kidding aside, did you buy a shirt?
I want to buy a shirt, but I didn't. 3XL if anybody. I'm a 3XL anybody out there that wants to get me the Sting shirt. No,
You were not the first person to buy the shirt online.
By the way, broke records, motherfuckers. Fastest selling shirt ever in 24 hours.
You were the first.
No, but seriously. Woo! Fucking, I love it. AEW, like, you're right. AEW, I am now that AEW mark on every Facebook group that won't shut the fuck up and has nothing negative to say. And if you criticize one thing, they cry and yell at you and want you banned from the group. I am now that guy. If anybody says anything negative about AEW from here on out, you're done. Alan, you say anything bad, you're off the show. It's just going to be a solo show.
Which means that, sorry guys, I'm gone starting next week because...
Oh, man. All kidding aside, bro. Like, seriously, all kidding aside, I fucking marked. My sciatic nerve has been bad for like a week and a half now. So bad that I can, like, fucking, if I move a certain way, I scream like I got shot. And I was doing my best to not jump up like a lunatic. I'm going, woo, woo, woo. I'm kind of just fucking like as low. I'm like, yeah. But I'm doing it as low key as I could. I was more pumped up right here than I was during the actual happening of Sting coming out. I mean,
right.
I'm pretty loose right now, so I'm good, and I'm sitting down. As you know, I'm sitting straight up, like on the couch. I'm slouched down, and I'm slouched down, and you know, I'm not sitting the right way. So I didn't want to move the wrong way and just fucking kill my back even more. But yeah, man, I fucking loved it. I'm joking, obviously. The show still had shitty spots, but that, you know, I had to play the gimmick up. But it was fucking amazing. The snow piece was fucking cool to me.
The snow piece is cool, and again, I think I already told you offline, I love the video. The music was
great.
Yeah,
for real.
I had the video playing the other day, and I love the video. The music, in fact, was very similar to what they used for him when he came into WWE, which, by the way, you know, not really big news, I'm sure, but, you know, they were reporting that, you know, he was very upset with his time in WWE because he was treated like shit. And so this is not at all a hard decision for him to make to come over here. And he won't be able to take any bumps, which, of course, makes sense. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. He doesn't have to.
Calm down, bro. Relax. Don't stop jumping ahead. You're jumping way ahead right now. Fucking relax.
I'm tacking on Sting news. We're talking about Sting.
Yeah, come on.
Now's a good time to bring in Sting news.
No, Sting news, right. Yeah, we held off on some of this shit, but let's be real. They're just saying, I don't think he's not going to take bumps. There's no way you sign
I have no problem with that. He would be, frankly, he could be a Jake the Snake guy, man. He could just be he could either be a manager or he could just be a presence. He doesn't have to wrestle. I don't think he needs to wrestle.
I think he's going to wrestle, bro. I'm good I get it. Motherfuckers like he's 61, blah, blah, blah. I need at least one Sting wrestling match. I don't care.
Well, it has nothing to do with his age. It's his injury.
Well, the injury too, but his age too. You know, People say, can he go at this age? Can he do it? Listen,
the age means nothing.
He could work a match without hurting himself. It's not hard to work a match and not do something stupid to injure his neck. You know what I mean? It's really not. No? Yeah. I mean, it's possible.
No.
So, anyway, please, I gotta do the whole entrance. With the snow, bro, like it was. I don't know what fucking snow machine they used, but it was incredible. It was incredible. Like, I felt like every little flake was almost the same size, and you could see him fucking in his hair and shit. It was fucking wild. I just fucking thought it was incredible. The whole vibe was incredible. Talk about an intro, right? Talk about an intro. Like, tell me a better intro for anybody in AEW so far.
No, it was great.
I mean, for anybody recently I don't watch WWE, but was there a better intro recently for anybody that you could think of over the last? No, I mean,
no, not for somebody who's like coming back in or being like a surprise person.
The crowd was fucking rabid. They were hot. You know what I mean?
And that's the only thing that it's regretful is that, yeah, unfortunately with today's day, it's too bad this didn't happen in front of a full live crowd. I'm sure that would have been much more memorable.
Listen how hot they were. Listen how hot they were, even with as little people in the building. Bro, Simon says it. Bill's Xmas has come early. You're fucking damn right. You're damn right. So, anyway, I'm curious to see how it plays out. I'm fucking stoked. I got a little note at the end of this motherfucker. You know, after we get to the end about Sting, that you know, I mean, I'm a little fucking. I'm a little getting a little ahead of myself now, but you know, I think it'll be a little fun little scenario. So again, all joking aside, I was fucking souped, and I did say I was gonna, you know, kayfabe that you know, nothing was wrong with the show because Sting showed up, so the whole show was great. But yeah, they're just, again, like I said, way too much messy shit in the end of every fucking match. This time I don't mind it because it worked. You know, there was a reason for it. But let me hear your take on the match itself, since I asked you to please back off and let me take this whole segment till the Sting thing so I could get my fucking gimmick out. So, what was your take about this match?
The match was good. I mean, you had it was a little much with people getting involved. I completely agree with you there. I kind of wish that, because you've got Hobbs now being a heel, and that was a recent development. I would have preferred to see more of a one-on-one for him in his new role than a tag match.
Yeah.
And the tag match was okay, but it was a little much. It felt like they were just dumping too much on the fire with the fact that they just had this big heel turn, and you have a tag match. There was a lot of chaos, like you said, too many people getting involved. The only way I see it, though, is that I guess that makes sense that you would have to have a melee to then really lead up to Sting getting involved.
Right.
So I get why they did it. They do the same thing every week, it feels like, but I understand in this case why they did it. And it was a good lead-in for Sting's arrival. So I will forgive most of, like, a lot of the stuff, and I'm sure you will too, of what you said, because of what it resulted in.
Yeah, it worked out perfect.
Yeah, it worked out. So, yeah, it's easily, the most interesting thing right now on the show. And we'll see where we go with it. But, yeah, he looked great. Like I said, I love the music. The music was great. Like, I was listening to the music a number of times. Like the shirt, like the look. I'm sure you are going to be buying up about 10 cases of his action figure when it eventually comes out, and you will probably have to murder a motherfucker to get your hands on the variant. There will be a Chase variant, I'm sure, and you will. I am sure you will mortgage your house for it.
I hate you for even reminding me. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Somebody posted.
Are you kidding?
Somebody posted on Twitter, what Sting figures should we do? I just said all of them. Maybe it was Padawer. I just said do them all. Just do them all at once. Yeah. Get them over with. We need the we need the Legends thing that didn't come out because he left.
Exactly.
Was that 95, 96 Sting? Yeah, 96.
Yeah,
Sting.
Yeah.
Just when he's early Crow.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the early Crow era. Exactly. So yeah, I liked it. Like, all kidding aside with you barking out with it, it was good. It was entertaining, and frankly, they needed it. I mean, they need something to inject into the show, and that definitely helps with it. For sure.
Hopefully, I didn't scare off anybody listening. I apologize. I had to get wild, man. If anybody listens, they kind of should have known I'm like Sting's my number one motherfucker of all time. So. I kind of had to do it. I had to mark the fuck out. I've been wanting him in AEW for a long time, and like I said, I don't care if he doesn't wrestle, honestly. I just want him in AEW. I don't care if he's just literally just for the IP. Obviously he'll do something. So I'm just curious what it'll be now.
And I'm curious to see who he's going to interact with. I actually would love to see him interact with Jake the Snake. You'll know better than me. Have they ever crossed paths before? 1992
Halloween Havoc, I believe, was there. Jake came to WCW. I think he DDT'd the shit out of Sting in the middle of a match. They had a real short. It was like a 3-month feud. Halloween Havoc, I believe, was 92 Halloween Havoc. They had a coal miner's glove match, and was that the coal miner's glove match, and that was pretty. I don't think Jake stuck around much after that. I think he was back.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they've had more interaction than I thought. That's pretty cool. That's interesting. So I would like to see if they.
It's crazy. It's crazy because usually my memory sucks, but I think that was like when I first was able to get a couple pay-per-views, or I was just like super honed in because I was like Jake Roberts, because I knew Jake Roberts was on WWF. So I was like, holy shit, I think it was 92 if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it was 90. If not, it was 91 Halloween Havoc. But
Okay. Cool.
I'm trying to remember off the top what was 91. Yeah. Anyway, but I think it was 92 coal miner's glove match. It was all the way up on a pole. You know, if I'm not mistaken, he came out of the crowd, DDT'd Sting, set off the whole. I want to say it was like 2-3 months. I don't think it was long, and I think Jake was basically in and out at the time. Because I don't remember him. He didn't do much after that, if anything.
Right.
That I can recall.
Oh, sorry.
What the hell did you do there, buddy?
I just dropped something, which I just realized hopefully you did not hear because I'm on my headphones, so great.
All right, Jimmy said August 92. Yeah, so it was definitely
good. All right.
Yeah, it was definitely cool. Halloween Havoc 92.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah. I just for a quick aside, I did not start watching WCW as a regular basis until NWO. So most of what I knew back in the 80s that wasn't WWF, believe it or not, was NWA because of the ring that came out. So remember the NWA, they had a ring. It was a much smaller ring with a cloth cover. I bought that for my wrestling superstar figures because I couldn't find the regular ring, and they were all too big for it. But that was
AEW, not NWA.
You mean
I mean AWA, yes.
Was it AWA? Okay, yeah. It was AWA.
It was the Remco ring, yeah.
Yes, so I learned a little bit about that from that toy, and outside of that, yeah, like I never watched much of WCW until, I mean, your whole, yeah.
The Man and the Mark. This goddamn fucking camera thing fucks me all up, bro. Fuck this camera, bro. Like, yeah, man. The Man and the Mark. I gotta go opposite. I just gotta remember go opposite. That's all. All right. So yeah, all joking aside. Next up, we get a Shida promo. Motherfuck was this good, bro. This show picked up after Sting. It's like the whole fucking world was on notice. Shit's gotta be popping, yo. You can't fuck around. Everything after this had to be popping. So Shida gets a promo going about Abaddon. This shit was phenomenal. She plays like she's not scared, right? She's going. Then some random fucking piece of metal falls in the background. And she flinches a little bit, right? And she's all out of sorts after that. You kind of see it. And she played it fucking flawlessly. Like, she played that whole thing up flawlessly. Go back and watch it. Go see how she played it from start to finish. Confidence into fucking nervousness, into being jittery. Yo, this shit was flawless. That's all I got to... Fucking Shida, bro. Killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Very good. Yep.
You know? Yep. I mean, he's like, can we start again? She's like, nope. Boo! She fucking beelines it out. She's like, nah, we can't start. No, she asked, can we start again? He's like, nope. She's just like, okay, I'm out. You know? So I loved it. I don't know anybody else, you guys in the chat, what you thought about that, if you paid attention. But I thought it was great. Another fucking amazing segment right after that fucking Sting shit. You know,
yeah, it was good.
I loved it. We got Jimmy calling Alan the Macho Mark. That's a great fucking nickname.
Alan the Macho Mark. I like that.
Give him. He asked you to give him an ooh yeah.
Ooh yeah. Thinking. Ooh, you think you're wise, but you think you like Sting, huh? Ooh, Sting, ooh, Sting. Let me tell you something about Sting, man. Sting had nothing on the Macho Man Randy Savage. You know why? Because Sting was a hot dogger and a grandstander. Hot dogging and grandstander, yeah. You know what? Even though he wasn't in the same Fed as the Macho Man, he had the eye for Elizabeth, yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Woo! I'm out here with Elizabeth. No, I can't do a good Flair. I can woo all right, but I could have fucking tried to get on that Elizabeth shit sitting by the pool, but.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, what was your take on that Shida promo?
It was great, and it's funny too because I remember you and I were saying last week that we're like, okay, Abaddon's great, but of all the people to be challenging for the title now, someone who's been out and why did they give it to Ali or whatever? You know what? This promo showed why. Yeah, it was a good idea to give this to Abaddon. So good going. I have nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah. All right, so then we get a promo from Mox. You already know. I mean, I'm not gonna say it again. Great promo.
Yeah. Yep.
Now into the match. Me personally, I thought the match was great all around.
Absolutely.
You know, the chair spot's not something I really usually am into. You know, like slowing down a match like that to put some random goofy thing in there. And I shouldn't say goofy. I mean some random ass thing in there. Let's put it that way, because it wasn't really goofy. But he had the fucking mat. Like he had the you know, he hit him with the death rod. What the fuck's the move called again? The death, because they had to change it. It's not the Death Rider anymore. It's what?
Oh shit! See, I always call it the Death Rider. So
that's
now
what
I'm
I call
really
it too.
sure.
So
yeah, I don't know what the new name is.
They say it every fucking week. But so he hits him with the DDT and he's out. And instead he goes to the outside. You know, Kenny was like, "Hey, let's not do the garbage bullshit." So you think he's going to get some chairs to start fucking shit up, you know? So then he sets up the chairs and he fucking get on the chair, Kenny, and they go to town just fucking slapping, bro. They fucking hit each other good with those slaps.
They did.
The paradigm shift. There you go. Jesus Christ.
Okay. There. Yes. Okay.
Fuck New Japan for copyrighting that. So basically stealing it from fucking Moxley, which was bullshit. Yeah. So he hits. So they're slapping each other back and forth. Then they go to strikes, and then Kenny just gets up and fucking V triggers the shit out of him. And I mean that was great, bro. I mean that was such a fucking good little bit. Like I said, it's not something I'm usually into, but the other thing that happened during this match that kind of fucking pissed me off was when they did the doctor thing. You know, he threw him into the he threw him into the heaters outside. You know.
Yeah, and I saw that. I was going, wait, really? That hurts that much? Like, of all the things you could do to have to stop the match to get doctors out there from getting thrown?
Yeah, well, they're
and he
saying,
wasn't really thrown hard.
Well, they're saying he landed on his eye and on the concrete and all that shit. So,
okay.
But here's the deal. In MMA, okay, which is like real shit, which you obviously can't mimic real shit all the time.
Right.
But you take that little bit out of MMA. When you bring the doctors in, you know what, man? I'm lying. But if you bring a doctor in to look at a cut, they can start the match. They just check it out. So I wasn't thinking hard enough when I was going through this in my head. But when you bring out like a doctor, you got 15 fucking refs around, and they're all fucking. It's almost like you got to call the match. You're basically, you know. So you got Moxley pacing around the ring, and I just fucking blew my own fucking mindset there with MMA versus wrestling, because they do stop the match to check an eye poke and a fucking, you know, a bad cut.
Right.
But it just felt like usually that's just like a doctor and a ref. This felt like there was fucking 8 refs, 2 doctors. You know what I mean? So it's like that to me felt a little more like, yo, it's over. All right. So anyway, to me it's just like a bump in the road. I kind of understand why they did it, to kind of give a reason for the ending. So I understand in that aspect, but you could have took that, instead of doing that, you could have had Kenny getting bludgeoned a certain way during a match so bad that it was almost like you felt like there was no coming back from it, you know, right. And that's the reason that Don Callis comes out with the mic and starts yelling, he's too injured, this ain't right, you know, and doing all that. So for me, I felt like you could have did that instead of doing the 50 fucking people that, you know, 50 refs and doctors checking them out, stalling the match. So they get back to the match. I'm sorry, Kenny's kind of back. They say he's good to go. Callis is distracting the referee. He's trying to yell. He's trying to get the mic working. The mic's not working. He's yelling, he's hurt. He's too hurt. This is bullshit. Whatever. And eventually, he fucking Moxley popped him, if I'm not mistaken. He tosses the fucking mic into the ring. Kenny sees the mic. He gets wide-eyed. Picks up the mic. Bam. Fucking spikes Moxley in the head with it. Moxley goes down. It doesn't put Moxley out, but he comes up with fucking the crimson on his face. Kenny starts going into overdrive, hits him with a million fucking V-triggers, which I always love seeing. He makes him look good. Hits him with the zip. Didn't he hit him with the zip cord fucking V-trigger?
Yes.
You know, and ends up taking him out. Fucking wins the AEW title. Don Callis hurriedly throws his hand up, shoves the belt on him, and fucking rips him out of the ring and starts running through the back with him. The camera follows. They're running past Tony Khan, I don't know what Tony Khan was trying to congratulate or what. Then he runs past jeering fucking backstage guys, right? And then they get outside, and who do we get? We get Creepy Marvez. Fucking Creepy Marvez. Marvez lurks in shadows around the stadium waiting for random fucking things to happen. He's like, I'm in the shadow. Wah! Kenny Omega! Don Callis, what's going on? Fucking, he just hops out of nowhere at all times, bro. So he goes, what did he say? He said, be sure, we'll let you know what's going on this coming Tuesday, right?
Right.
And he goes, Tuesday? What do you mean? And he goes, Tuesday on Impact Wrestling. And you're like, oh shit. You're like, oh shit. What's popping? What's going down? There's some shit happening, right? So I'm not big on Impact. The last thing I seen, I was like, it kind of sucks. It was a pay-per-view. Like I said, when they had Heath Slater went over there and whatnot. You know, so I was shocked by it, and the thing I don't like about it is they're on fucking Access, but you could get them on Twitch. So I downloaded Twitch, so I have it for Tuesday, so I can watch it. You know, I got you.
So, yeah,
break the whole shit down, because I just did my breakdown, and we'll finish it off. Go ahead. Break the whole match down.
I don't have much to say about the match.
No, nothing.
Said. I have a lot to say. The match was awesome.
Okay.
You broke down most of what I was going to talk about with the match. I have a lot to talk about outside the match.
Okay, real quick.
First, yeah.
Okay. A lot of people felt it was stupid that the match ended the way it was. All right? I'm hearing a lot of shit from some people. Listen, man. The match had to end this way for this next part of what they're doing. People... I mean, you listen, there's a couple podcasts I listen to and they're crying about, you know, this match should have been this way. Now when you want to show Kenny like this and like that. Listen, this ain't New Japan, man. It wasn't supposed to be a 60-minute fucking knockdown drag out. There was a purpose to the ending of this match, and that's why the ending happened the way it happened. And it's funny because you got these guys that are decades long as dirt sheet motherfuckers that were crying about the way the match went. And I'm like, bro, okay, you want it this way, I get it, but there's a reason it went that way. You need to follow that reason. You know, like, don't cry about it. Just understand that's why it went the way it did, and even though you don't like it, it works, number one, and there's a reason for it. I can understand if it didn't make sense, what they did, but it made total sense. Go ahead. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No worries.
I wanted to preface that because we think the match was good itself, even overall.
I have no problem with how it ended. I think that it needed to end the way it did for the same reasons you stated. I have no problem with that. What I have to say about it is this. Well, first of all, Simon said something that I was thinking about as well. He goes, I thought he meant dark on Tuesday. And to give you an idea of how much down the fucking toilet dark is, you would think that most people might think, he's going to go on dark on Tuesday. And you think Alex Marvez might go, oh, you're going to be on dark? Instead, he's like, but Dynamite's on Wednesday. So you're not even thinking about dark.
Right.
Which is, I think, just so funny. It speaks so much to what of a shit show that program is. But it's a nice shock moment. Tony Callis getting involved. They're going to be on Impact. I just think that of all the... Okay. So back in the 90s, I'm sorry, I'm going to go really off track here, but back in the 90s, you know, Bill knows I'm a huge comic book guy. Yep. Big time comic book guy. Back in the 90s, you had a lot of comic book crossovers, and the biggest crossover of all was Marvel and DC. And, you know, throughout the 70s and the 80s, there were a lot of Marvel DC crossovers. And in the 90s, they had a Marvel versus DC miniseries and such. And so anytime those two companies got together, you knew it was big. But I always yawned whenever you would see, like, and DC Comics is going to team up with Dark Horse. That's how I felt here.
All right.
You're gonna team up with another Fed and you choose Impact fucking Wrestling, which, to your point, you have to basically exercise muscles your body didn't know they had in order to find the damn program on TV.
Right. But
I get what they're doing. It was a cool shock moment. I just think like you're gonna combine with Impact. Really? Is that needed? Is it necessary? I don't know.
Right. Here's the deal. I found out what device I have that has Twitch. My TV doesn't have Twitch on it, so I couldn't download Twitch on my TV, my smart TV. Maybe some other smart TV does. Mine's a Samsung, so if you have a Samsung, it doesn't have Twitch on it. Don't bother.
Okay.
Amazon Fire Stick, I downloaded it on there, so they have Twitch. So that's how I'm getting Twitch to watch this Tuesday. I will only watch AEW TNA bits of TNA. I'm not joking. I have no interest in TNA otherwise. So that's that. That's all I'll say about that. I'm good with it. I want to see where this goes. That's why I'm excited. Regardless, I know, yes, you say it's TNA. Let's be real. What is Ring of Honor going to bring that TNA don't? What is MLW going to bring that TNA don't? You know what I mean? New Japan, I mean, it's New Japan. It's kind of like, that's more of a mending that needs to happen. And in today's world, it's hard to combine the two.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, because of COVID. So, you know, if it was a regular world and they had everything ready to go, it would make more sense. This is good because it's got an organization that you can do things with right now.
Yes.
From what I understand, though, TNA is taped already all the way through the end of the year.
They are. So I'm curious as to what they're doing with that. I guess this is a show they taped it in advance, much further in advance. It's funny. I'm getting a lot of shit in the chat from Simon and from Jim. They love Impact. It's like, okay.
All of a sudden, everybody loves Impact, huh? You motherfuckers.
I don't know. Impact for me used to be a really impressive show when it had the likes of Kurt Angle and Mick Foley and a lot of these, and Sting, and you know, even hell, I know you're not going to like this, but even Hogan. When Hogan was in charge of it, there was some interesting stories that came down the pike with it. But Impact is such a shell of its former self that hopefully this will be a good injection for them. If so, great. If this beefs up Impact and gives them better ratings, then genius move for them. I don't see how this helps AEW. I think this will help Impact a lot more than AEW. But we'll see.
If they do something well, it doesn't matter if it's Impact or Ring of Honor or MLW.
Sure. Yeah,
or
if it's entertaining, then great.
Right, if it's entertaining and there's a lot of shit that it brings to AEW television, that's all that's going to matter in this game, the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean?
Sure, it's true.
It doesn't matter who the dance partner is. It's what you do with that dance partner on your own show that will make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And there are talents in TNA that would be very usable. The Good Brothers, right? There's a whole Bullet Club scenario there. So, you know, and then if you get New Japan involved, you could have the GOD and fucking Bad Luck Fale, you know?
Right.
So
I'll tell you what this does mean. You will not see Tessa Blanchard anywhere near AEW now.
Well, there was a rumor that they're not going after her. There was something that came out.
Now you have Impact involved? There's no way she's going to be involved.
They're not gonna let Impact fucking dictate to them what they do, though.
Anyway,
listen,
we'll see. It was very interesting.
You know, they're the big dog of the two.
Yeah.
So.
And the other thing I'm going to say, not so much the circumstances didn't surprise me. The outcome of the match didn't surprise me because we've been talking about this for a long time. I was not at all surprised that Omega won the title. Obviously, it makes sense for the purpose of this story. It works very well with this story. But you had to get that belt off Moxley because I really, truly do believe, and it's not from anything I'm reading, I'm just saying this makes human sense, that he's probably like, I better cut back, be with Renee. She's pregnant. There's a fucking pandemic out there. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's, you know, off for a while for that reason, and so be it. You know, good for him.
We'll see. We'll see
if that happens. Yeah.
The next few weeks will tell the story, you know.
Yeah.
The weird thing at the end of this was everything happened and Marvez It's basically them speeding away in the fucking, after the Marvez conversation, them speeding away. And in the background, you hear fucking Eddie Kingston yelling that he wants Archer.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that was about.
I know what that was. I didn't want to bring this up on Miscellaneous. I wanted to wait till the end of the show.
So you do know
there
what
is apparently, yeah, there's a YouTube clip out there. Apparently, they had like a post-credit scene of the two of them brawling.
Okay.
So for some reason, it didn't make it onto the actual show. They ran out of time, old WCW fashion, which I actually used to like. I liked the way that always used to happen back in the day. They would just go off the air. And apparently they didn't have time for it. And so there is out there, I didn't watch it yet, there is a YouTube video of them brawling that just simply didn't make it onto the show. And that's what that was about.
All right. I didn't see that. So here's something interesting Simon said. He said Don Callis' Impact contract runs out next month. So he'll likely come over to AEW. That would be a fucking interesting twist.
That would be very interesting. And by the way, the other thing
he could be the on screen you know, the on screen manager or whatever the fuck you own, you know, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Oh yeah, he could be that general
executive
manager.
Yeah, the executive, you know.
Absolutely. This was a little while back, but I did want to bring up because I thought this was funny. Jim said that the run to the limo is a total Hogan WCW move. That's actually true.
That is, yeah.
It's very true. That was a very NWO Hogan move.
It was very, Cal is rushing it, like almost Bischoff-esque, you know, like let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Take the title and run. That. Take the title and run type shit before they change their mind, you know?
And Simon says, look on YouTube. It's on today. I guess he means that brawl. Jake the Snake takes some bumps. Interesting. Okay, so we'll have to check this out. Like I said, I read about it right before the show. I forgot to bring it up to you before we went on the air. I totally forgot to bring it up to you. But I read about it. I didn't get a chance to watch the video yet. But yeah, so apparently it just all happened off the air.
Yeah, my apology to the guys in the chat. Usually I keep up with you guys a lot better, but you guys are going too fast, and my mind
it's great.
My mind is laser focused today, boys.
Yeah,
laser focused on the stinger. Ow!
Guys, it's just the beginning of the end right here. Bill is never going to be the same again.
Hell no. This is AEW flawless. So, all right.
And the only way Bill is going to completely do a 180 is if AEW signs Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
That he's going to be like, I'm done. The show's over.
It's over.
Alan, find another broadcast partner. I'm done.
Yeah, it's over. Fucking Simon. He's pushing my buttons, bro. Simon. I love you, bro, but come on, man. So, anyway, all right. Show's over. We kind of done talking about the show, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
We need vocal cues, Alan, not visual. This is also an audio podcast.
Yeah.
Alan
we're
said
done talking about the show.
I say we're done talking about the show for fucking 10 seconds. Alan just shakes his head, yeah. So, okay. Fantasy booking time. All right. Now, I think I've mentioned this before, bro. So, Jimmy says, shout out to Kenny for leaving me high and dry today. Shake with no bake, baby. So, now, you know, with TNA being in the mix now, there's somebody over there. Is he still over there? A little guy named Heath Slater, a.k.a. Heath Miller? I don't know if he's still there. Guys in the chat, do you know? So, I know that's... He is. Yeah. So, you know, that's the one pay-per-view when he came over that I watched just to see him. And, you know, he has a little gimmick going on the Major Wrestling Fig podcast where he is Stang. He is very Southern, and he has the Southern twang, so that he says Stang. He's a big Sting mark, like myself, his favorite wrestler. Okay, Simon says, yes, he is. All right. He says he's injured at the moment. That's okay. That's okay. Jimmy says he's injured at the moment. It's okay. This could happen a little bit down the road. I am personally thinking this is the best booking in the planet. You take Sting, right? You have Heath Miller bothering Sting nonstop on TV, be it AEW, TNA, a little mix of both. Just Heath Miller following Sting around, always being around Sting, kind of being like, yo, Sting, what's up? Bah, bah, bah. Being just that extra overly, like, annoying guy, right? You know, being a mark. Basically being a mark. right?
Oh, look who's talking
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, come on.
Nah, come on. You're the mark.
Positions have been reversed.
Yeah, nah. All right. So you have him basically being a mark, you know what I mean? And eventually Sting is just like, Sting doesn't, because, Sting's a good guy, he's a fucking good guy. He's not like nasty to him or anything, but he kind of gives him the old like, brush him off here, brush him off there, kind of be like, I'm busy. And then Heath Miller kind of starts to take it a little one way, and like starts thinking that Sting's being a dick to him. And then he brings out the alter ego, Stang. Heath Miller comes out as Stang. Now, they feud Sting versus Stang. If that is not booking of the century, I don't know what is, honestly.
You don't think that's a bit on the silly side, like on the WWE silly side? You're going to have Sting come back for a stupid-ass feud like that?
The face you gave me was of disgust and disdain all in once. And
this is a guy who hates WWE so much.
Like you had diarrhea, bro. So, listen.
I get it.
Listen, bro. I wish the people listening to this could have saw your fucking face, bro.
That's something Vince fucking McMahon would come up with.
Oh my god! All right, you guys just fucking crushed my dreams, bro. I'm a big fan of the Stang character, like on the podcast that they did. You know,
right.
I think it's great. You got to, listen, man. It don't have to be goofy. I'm not saying goofy. It could be serious.
I get it.
It can be serious.
I would actually like to seriously see, and I mean this seriously. I saw the best meme the other day. I don't know if you saw it. Eddie might have, in fact, put it on Pro Uncensored. That like Darby Allin and Sting staring each other down, and it said like what your father looks like when he left in 2001 to get some smokes.
That was so good, bro.
You know what? They could pull something there where like Darby Allin is the modern day Sting, and you could see something going on with the two of them there. Maybe, I don't know. I kind of would like to see that kind of a program, or if not a program, then maybe just some kind of a storyline.
All right, I'll have to give you that because you're not Jimmy. Jimmy gives me the fucking this is on par with Jericho dinner with the eye roll and the laugh emoji. You motherfucker, bro. Listen, just think about it. I'm not talking in a goofy way. I'm just talking about like there's overzealous guys, bro. Like there's overzealous people, right? They're just overzealous. Sting is around Heath. Heath starts being a little zealous, and Sting's cool with it at first and kind of placates him, and but then Sting kind of starts getting like, this and that, and and then he kind of takes it as a he kind of takes it as like a little slight, a little too much of a slight, like Sting's not really giving him any love or thinks he's disrespecting him, and then he just comes out as Stang. And they just have a confrontation. And they just turn it into a feud. Because, look, he can say, listen, man, I was a big fan of yours. Now I'm going to come out and I'm going to fucking beat you. And I'm going to beat your ass. And I don't know, man. I don't think it's WWF writing. I think it's good writing. I think it's thinking ahead writing. I think it's taking various different options from different shit that have nothing to do with only AEW and combining them and fucking mixing the fucking gumbo and creating a delicious dish.
I've got John Moxley's voice in my head of when he was making fun of Vince McMahon, like when Vince looks like it's such good shit. It's like, yep.
Such good shit. Well, no, didn't they? What did he say? Didn't they say that about the fucking costumes too? For
Yeah. But
what's up? What's up, Red?
Hey, what's up, Red? So Jimmy says, quit the BS WWE booking, both of you. How you mean the Darby Allin? That's not WWE booking. I thought it was a pretty good story.
Yeah, hold on. We got to see what's going on because they're fucking ripping me right now.
Simon says, I thought this was an AEW show. So he's like WWE in disguise. Yeah,
you motherfucker. Exactly. Jimmy gets me. Jimmy gets the good one next. He got the real
Bill
zinger.
Wants to be in Heath's place.
Yo, if I could be Stang, maybe I could. Yo, you know how Sting had like all the fake Stings come to the ring? Maybe I could be one of the fake Stangs. Right? Wow. Right? Hey, now we're talking, motherfucker.
It's such good shit.
I come out and be like, ow! All right. What else would? And then the Repo Man comes out and attacks Heath and Sting. That was from Simon, and then Jimmy says, "What's next?" Doink jumps out of the box, Bill. Doink died, bro. Come on, man. Show some love there, bro. Show some respect. Okay, so my fucking booking got buried. Like, here I am thinking I could outbook anybody. I'm joking, obviously, because booking is serious business. We do have ideas. I thought this was a good idea. I thought it was definitely a well-booked program, a good 3 to 6 month program, in my opinion. If you want, I'll fucking hash it out. I'll write the whole shit out. We'll see how WWF it is after that, pal. All right, goddamn. I won't. I'm so fucking lazy. I won't. I don't even research. I had to Google the fucking, and I still forgot the name of it. Oh my god, what was the name of the Slam Breed thing? It was the Lord of the Ring tournament. That's right.
Yeah.
And DDP won that and got the ring. So that was going back to that. That was similar to with the Dynamite Diamond ring. But it's funny because I forgot all about that till I saw that clip on Facebook. Somebody was doing a live stream of that card. I was like, oh shit, I forgot all about that. But Simon says the Germans will love that booking. Listen, fucking Germans, you better fucking get us back under 10, pals.
And if not, tell us why. I want to know why we fell to 93. Are there any German representatives out there who can write into the show and tell us why in 1 week we fell from number 10 to number 93?
We just suck.
Like, man. I'm not kidding. Like, I legitimately want to know.
They're not going to know. They're just fucking... It all goes by who listens. The problem is we lost all the German listeners. All 10 of them. We lost them. We fucking kept one, and that's why we're under 100 barely at this point. All right? We had the German love early on.
Jimmy said you're more like Gilbert. Wow.
That's
whack.
Starting to get the Ralphus gut, bro.
That's whack. Well, anyway.
Yep. So, all right.
I guess that does it for this week.
This was a fun show, guys. I apologize. I definitely went over the top. I apologize for anybody that takes, can't get down and have as much fun as we felt we did.
Dude, you were more muted than I thought you were going to be.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Listen,
Again, watch the playback later, though. Watch the playback and have the volume down so you can see how funny it looks. So you're just like,
oh yeah, doing the woo. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for joining us. Obviously, yes. I made some off-camera jokes, but that's why it's uncensored, man. Don't be so serious. Why so serious, like Joker says, right? But thank you, everybody, for joining us. As always, catch us uncensoredalliance.com. Everything we do, all the links are there. Shit, a ton of our Facebook pages and groups are there as well. Like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. We go live 3:05 every single Sunday, 3:05 Eastern. So join us live. We'd love to have you. Twitter, AEW Uncensored, no spaces. Please subscribe to us there, whatever follow, tweet, whatever the fuck it is. AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com is our email. Write us an email. Love mail, hate mail, comments. Tell me what you think about my craziness today. I really want to hear from you. Either on email or Twitter or Facebook or fucking Skype, send a message, anywhere. I just want to hear if I was too over the top this week, all right? Hopefully I didn't blow anybody's eardrums out. I know I listen to podcasts sometimes, and out of nowhere somebody yells or fucking screeches, and I'm just like, what the fuck happened? Anyway, back to the fucking promotions. Facebook, AEW Uncensored Podcast. Search in the search bar. We have a page and a group. Like the page, join the group. Skype, as always, send me a Skype message. That goes to the Skype account I run. So send it to me, and I will put you in our Skype chat. And from there, hopefully you could join the show live with us as a call-in. As far as the podcast audio, the audio version of the podcast, check us on all third-party applications. Just put our name in there, AEW Uncensored Podcast, in the search. Will pop up. We are also available on Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart Google Podcasts, and, of course, iTunes. Please, on iTunes, rate and subscribe and write a review. That is huge for us. Those reviews go to all other avenues. So anytime you find us anywhere else on the web, it will show reviews from iTunes. So that's about it. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Simon, Jimmy, Red, who showed up to check in at the end. Who did I miss? We had fucking, I think, sorry guys. I'm just, don't want to miss anybody here. So I'm scrolling back a little bit. Who did I miss, Alan?
I'm looking too.
Paul. Shout out to Paul.
Yes.
Paul's been with us the last few weeks. And if I missed you, I think Alex jumped in for a minute. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, Alex was in at the beginning as well. He jumped onto the chat before we actually got started. So. Yeah,
so Kenny, we fucking missed you, man. I'm a little disappointed you no-showed. And shout out to Keith. Yo, Keith, I know we spoke about Keith last week. We haven't seen him in a minute. He hit me up, I believe, on Twitter. And shout out to him. He said he hopes to get in again soon.
Cool.
Things been a little crazy for him. But shout out to Keith. And everybody else who listens, that it doesn't join us live, who listens to the podcast, shout out to you guys. Without you guys, what the fuck's the point? We love just having fun, and hopefully one day you guys can come in and banter with us and, just get involved with us live. That'd be awesome. So shout out to all the AEW Uncensored family. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Take care, all.
Peace.